Prepare for the loading screen that will be your mind exploding from amazing gaming news. Are you expecting this? I bet you're not. Oh, let's do this.
Welcome to Respawn TV. I'm your host, Evan Van Zant, and this is your source for gaming and tech news. Let's start things off with this week's up-and-coming releases. You can look forward to seeing these titles and many more released throughout the month on your favorite platforms. This week's releases are Dragon Quest Builders for the PS4 and PS Vita, October 11th. Gears of War 4 for the Xbox One, also October 11th. Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain for Xbox One and PS4, October 11th. Rise of the Tomb Raider for PS4 on October 11th. Rise of the Tomb Raider Blood Ties on the Xbox One, October 11th. Ace Banana for the PSVR, October 13th. Batman Arkham VR for the PSVR, October 13th. Crazy Machines 3 for the PC, Mac, and Linux, October 13th. Roller Coaster Dreams for the PSVR, October 13th, and Shadow Warrior 2 for the Xbox One, PS4, and PC, October 13th. Keep tuned in each week to get news on up-and-coming release dates for new and exciting games. Now let's throw it over to Mackenzie Doherty with Fresh from the Steamer.
Hey guys, it's Mackenzie Doherty and welcome back to Fresh from the Steamer. Today we're going to be looking at Cluster Truck, which finally released September 27th. Now, Cluster Truck is a chaotic, physics-based truck former game. The player gets to jump their way through insane levels in a big game of the floor is lava, on top of speeding trucks driven by terrible drivers. Now, Cluster Truck was in beta for quite a while, but it is finally open for everyone to buy. The first world is the Desert World, which has a 3D effect as well as a 2D effect. With the way the trucks move and the way that some of the structures collapse makes for some great extra effects, and it is a little startling if you aren't paying attention. Now this game is similar to Deadcore, which released in 2014. Deadcore is a platformer, FPS blending exploration and speedrun type of game. The player is immersed in a futuristic and dreamlike adventure which will see you climb a huge tower born from a void and will truly put the player's capabilities of doing a platformer game to the test. So it has the same type of energy and feel to the game, but Deadcore is more of a platformer rather than moving trucks. Now, the player does have a time slow that can be used to help make it a little less hectic when trying to jump from truck to truck to truck to reach the end goal. Now, there are different abilities that can be unlocked the further in the game one progresses. Now, the physics in this game are actually really good considering the player is jumping on trucks that have horrible drivers. The pace of this game, as well as the music, gives a feeling of hype and excitement and makes the game that much more fun. Now, every once in a while, the trucks do change direction, so the player has to be aware of that, so they don't get disoriented when something does change on them. Cluster Truck isn't only about jumping from truck to truck to try to reach the end goal, but there are obstacles that do come into play once the player does kind of learn the basics of what is going on. Now, while jumping from truck to truck is already cool enough in itself, pulling off stunts can be equally as awesome and cool, but they are incredibly difficult to pull off. Now, while the game starts off as being simple to get through the levels, it does get progressively harder as you go along, with the added of obstacles and jumping between the trucks, as well as the trucks actually crashing into each other, driving off of cliffs, driving into rocks, and rocks falling on you. This game feels more like a challenge kind of game rather than a rage game, because it's only the player that's to blame rather than something going on in the game. Now, this game is very aesthetically pleasing in the colors that have been chosen for it, as well as like the shadows and everything, but when it does come to the level with the lasers, it does get a little bit disorienting because you have bright red lasers flashing in your eyes as you're trying to complete the level. What's cool about this game is it's not only just a platformer game, it has a little bit of RNG in it. You just gotta hope you get lucky sometimes with how the trucks crash, since they don't exactly crash the same way every single time. This game is definitely for everyone, especially people who love fast-paced games and games that are challenging. Everything in this game just seems to pump people up and want to play this game even more. This is Mackenzie Doherty, and now, back to Respawn TV.
Thanks, Mackenzie. 2016 has been a VR-heavy year with the HTC Vive and Oculus Rift, and now releasing this week, Sony's own head-mounted device, the PlayStation VR. Sony believes that their superior brand awareness, combined with the affordability of their platform, will launch them towards success over these aforementioned rivals. This new release is forecasted to make a huge splash, with sales projections estimated to be around 1.6 million units sold by the end of the year. Previously called Project Morpheus, PlayStation VR is designed to harness the power of the PS4 to thrust gamers right into the game itself. In order to use the PSVR, you'll already need a PlayStation 4 and a PlayStation camera. Many of the games also releasing this week will require you to have a PlayStation Move as well as the AIM controllers. The PSVR also comes with a demo disc that is designed to showcase 5 minutes of awesomeness. It's set to release October 13th for $399. We'll continue after some commercials, but first, here is New Game Plus by Trevor Watson.
What's up, Respawners? This is Trevor Watson, and you're watching New Game Plus, where I take you through some of the games that I've played in my childhood. This week's game hits a personal soft spot in my heart because my Uncle Trent and I would take turns playing the story together. It's called Star Fox 64, the space-themed vehicle fighter game for the Nintendo 64 developed in April of 1997. In this game, you star as Fox, and all puns aside, you command a team of fighter pilots who must help protect the galaxy from the evil Andross. Now back in the day, a lot of games still functioned like the arcades, where you don't get to save your progress. Star Fox happens to be one of them. But it makes up for it in how different each run can go. Whether you pass or fail certain missions, or complete each secret objective, you can end up going to a different planet than you did the last time you beat the level. This way, you can create a custom-fit difficulty based on your own skill level. It creates a constant challenge until you beat the hardest difficulty. Now there are a few more levels that add a bit of different dimension to the game. A couple let you play as a Lancaster tank that drives through the ground while your team provides air support. Another has you dive solo in a submarine. And finally, there are levels that ditch its regular track-based flights for more open circle dogfights.
Enemy shield analyzed.
Jeez, quit moving around!
Although the game doesn't have a lot of more modern ways to tell the story, its attention to detail is something to compliment. Your cast is fleshed out, from your brash rival Falco, your greenhorn Slippy, and even your support members General Pepper and Peppy Hare. You even have the enemy team Starwolf, who taunts you during rival fights.
Don't get too cocky, Star Fox. Let's see how you handle our new ships. Too bad Dad's not here to see you fail. We'll make sure you never repeat.
This amount of attention to world building is how Nintendo has cemented itself into the gaming industry. And in the case of Star Fox 64, it will forever be a classic staple. Looking at it now, there's a lot of replay value, but it was designed with the arcade style in mind, so if you aren't wanting a lot of repetitive gameplay, it might not be the most ideal for you. Still, I would recommend it due to how much fun I had with it. And for those of you who want a more modern look, they remade it for the 3DS. This has been New Game Plus. I'm Trevor Watson, and you're watching Respawn TV.
Welcome back to Respawn TV. I'm your host, Evan Van Zant, and you just saw Trevor's pack, New Game Plus. Industry insiders have been leaking Destiny information like crazy lately, and this time it's about the game's 2017 sequel, Destiny 2. PC players will probably be most excited that the game is finally coming to their platform after years of asking for a port of the original. Players will also be interested to know that Destiny 2 will include new enemies, new factions, new classes, and 2 new developers, High Moon Studios and Vicarious Visions, whom you might recognize from their Transformers or Deadpool games and the Skylanders games respectively. The game also features the long-awaited raid matchmaking function, a revamped story, and a much larger playable area, with the planned area for Saturn being larger than the combined playable area of Destiny 1 itself. The downsides to this news are the fact that players will likely have to restart their characters, playable areas, and gear progression, as well as most of Destiny 2's features having already been promised for Destiny 1 and not delivered. That being said, with over 750 developing heads on staff and millions of players spending an average of over 100 hours on their accounts, you could probably afford to keep your hopes moderately high. Up next, check out my pack, Played by Ear.
What's up, guys? I'm Devin Van Zant, and welcome to Played by Ear, the show where we explore the oft-overlooked component of video games, the soundtrack. This week we'll cover the cult classic PlayStation 2 game Shadow of the Colossus. Released in 2005 and remastered for the PlayStation 3 in 2011, Shadow of the Colossus garnered popularity for its unique playstyle, expansive world, and usage of minimalistic storytelling. When your protagonist is silent, your game is mostly dialogueless, and the cutscenes are scarce, you're going to depend heavily on sound design and visual theming. Shadow of the Colossus does an astounding job of both. Shadow's music perfectly captures the game's feel in every moment. The slow, curious ambient music adds another layer of mystery to the vast, empty world of the Forbidden Lands, and encourages exploration. The gripping orchestral pieces, punctuated by heavy percussion and the occasional organ or chime, make every battle epic, and the big feel of the music complements the humongousness of the Colossi perfectly. The choral pieces, often accompanied by a haunting organ, give an air of both reverence and creepiness to the planes found throughout the world. Whether you're fighting a 10-meter tall stone giant to collect its soul, or peacefully wandering around the waterfall looking for fruit trees, Shadow has the perfect piece to fill you with a confidence that is tempered with just an edge of unease. Let's listen to a track that plays when the player reaches the resting place of the first Colossus. This track is a perfect example of everything that Ko Otani's beautiful soundtrack does right. The uneasiness of the strings, the curiosity of the pipes, all leading up to a larger-than-life, dangerous-feeling reveal. This soundtrack earns a special place in my heart for its sometimes gorgeous, sometimes disturbing sound, a bipolar mixture that complements the game perfectly. We'll end on a track from the game's release in PAL regions, Swift Horse. I'm Devin Van Zant, and this is Played by Ear.
That wraps up our first segment. Please stay tuned for a very special edition of Project Delta. Respawn TV and Delta air each week, Monday through Thursday at 8 o'clock p.m., and you can watch our content online at facebook.com/respawn8 and on YouTube by searching Respawn TV. Now it's time for a quick commercial break. Please stay tuned for more Respawn TV.
Hey everybody, welcome to Project Delta. This week I'm going to be your host. I'm Trevor Watson, and with me is my guest, Adam Bocart. How you doing, Adam?
Doing very well.
Now, Adam, you brought in your PS4 today. What game are we playing?
We were playing a classic goat simulator.
Oh, I love Goat Simulator. Now, this is an indie game, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah, it was created as a game jam in 2014 by Coffee Stain Studios. It was kind of a joke at first, but then there was a really huge following for the fan base, and eventually it got made into a full game.
Yeah, it looks magnificent and derpy, and I love it. So now, you mentioned to me earlier before we started that this has a lot to do with glitchiness, but explain that for us.
So it was created as a game jam, which is a game created in a very short amount of time. So naturally, there were a lot of bugs and glitches in it. Coffee Stain Studios posted footage of the game to their YouTube page, and fans were outcrying for a full game, but they loved the glitchiness of it. So Coffee Stain Studios took out any game-breaking glitches, anything that would cause the game to crash, and just left everything else. So you can see on my screen.
That's incredible.
That the physics are completely unrealistic. The whole concept of the game is absolutely ridiculous, and people just can't get enough of it.
That's incredible. I love this already. I haven't even played it for like 5 minutes, and it looks beautiful. It plays terribly, might I add. Like, it's so hard to steer this thing, but like it's really derpy. And I think if you press this button, the L1 button, your goat makes a random goat noise.
Oh, absolutely.
And like every now and then they'll put in one of those strange like goat yelling ones, and well, that was neat. All right, so. Tell me about, are there, a lot of hidden stuff in this game? Like, what can we find? What can we unlock as a goat?
Well, there is so much going on in this game. Coffee Stain Studios has done a terrific job of adding content to this. They didn't just leave it as the base game. They've released content cross-platform with I Am Bread or Payday 2, even DayZ doing a zombie goat DLC. And, I mean, it keeps it fresh. There's so many hidden items and tricks throughout the game that you just literally can't finish this game in one sitting.
That's incredible. And so when you go throughout this game, there's got to be more than just running around being a goat. Can you find things? Can you unlock things?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Throughout the game, the base game, there are 30 little goat statues that if you find those, you unlock special abilities. There's not so much as a story mode, as there is kind of a time trial, score-based thing like you would see on Tony Hawk Pro Skater game.
Right. So are there multiple goats, or are they just the default goat?
Once you unlock some of those hidden trophies, you can play as a giraffe, an ostrich. You'll get a whale, which is actually built to scale, so it completely screws up the game, and it's wonderful.
Oh my God, I'm bouncing on water. This is incredible. Come on, man, let's go out to ocean.
Oh, good Lord.
Set a sail for adventure.
I don't know how you're doing so well when I'm struggling to even walk.
I haven't played this game before, and I can tell you that I already feel like I'm a master.
I'm kind of the opposite. I have played this game before and feel like I'm completely struggling.
Oh, so it has a good balance, I guess, of skill experience. The better you get, the worse you get.
Exactly, and I mean, it's a kind of game that anybody can really pick up and play. The controls are very simple. Everything about the game is completely easy to learn. There's no backstory, obviously.
Now, it started out as a Steam game, right? What platforms? I know it's on PS4. Is it on any other platforms?
It started out on Windows and Steam, went to Mac and Linux, and then recently PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One.
Now, is this game still getting support, or has Coffee Stain Studios move on?
It is still getting support, and they are still planning more DLC for the future. So,
have they announced what any of them are? Or are they still hidden in the works?
They're still kind of in the works right now. Their most recent one was the Payday 2 DLC, and that was top secret when it was released. So they're kind of keeping it quiet with what they're doing, but they have a lot in the works for Goat Simulator, and that's exciting.
Come with me, Goat Man. Oh wait, no, come with me. Come with me. You're running. Stop it. I'm gonna headbutt you. There you go. Move on. I'm done with you. Now, what are some of your favorite game modes in here?
Well, there's really only the one game mode. If you go into some of the DLC, they release other versions of the game. So with the DayZ or GoatZ zombie outbreak, your goal is to infect everybody in the map. And that's really all as far as I've gotten with that. There's so much to do, and you can't really find out what it is until you actually go and do it.
Now, I've noticed I'm on the right screen. I'm the goat standing in front of these two flags. Now, are these in-game game modes that you can play?
Yes, there are some multiplayer races, there are some time trials, there are score challenges, but just like the regular game, they're completely glitchy and probably not working as well as they're supposed to.
Do you want to try giving this one a shot? I think it's...
I would, but I am currently off the map.
Sure. No. What?
Capture the flag. Let's go for it.
Okay. Let's load up capture the flag. I don't know what to expect.
I've never done this game mode at all. I've actually never done multiplayer, so this is a monumental moment for me.
I am honored. I feel honored. I am Adam Bocart's first player too.
Oh, that's so cute. Okay, so first team to capture 3 flags from the opponent team wins.
Oh, I think we're versing each other.
Okay.
I am blue goat.
I'm glad you told me that because I'm colorblind.
Oh my god.
This is already off to a roaring start.
Okay, it shows us where our flag is and where your flag is, but since you can't tell which arrow means what, this should be interesting. Oh, hey, it's you.
Oh, okay. So I'm assuming that I just need to run towards the blue arrow, but I've run into a rock wall. So this is
Got your flag.
Well, shoot. This is going great.
Oh yeah. I move a lot slower with this flag. I guess it's meant to be like a lot more difficult.
So does this always happen where whoever brings on the game usually ends up being worse at the game than the host?
It depends. Steven seems to be a natural at all the games he brings in, but that's because he puts over 50 hours into them.
So
I've never played this game before, but I guess I might be better than you. I just must be a natural, you know?
I'm just garbage. Hey, we got a flag.
Uh-oh, now I gotta find you and take the flag back.
Oh, why am I so slow now?
I know, right? It's like such a, I think it's meant for the, like, to be like, oh, no.
Okay, so where am I supposed to go?
Oh, you returned your flag. Oh,
okay.
so you can't score unless, your flag is still at your base. So we have to fight each other. We both. Oh, you sneaky, you sneaky graphics-defying person of nightmares! I've got your flag again. Fight me! Roar!
No.
I can't.
How do I capture?
You have to take your flag back like that.
Okay.
I got what?
I'm phased through the wall.
Oh, come on, give me the flag back. No, you took. Oh, this is not gonna end well. Give me that back.
I don't understand. I don't have words to describe what's going on.
I can't explain it either. I don't think any of us are gonna make it anywhere because we keep headbutting each other. I'm gonna run away. I can't move. Get away from me, dude.
I'm just following the arrow at this point. I have no clue what I'm even supposed to do.
We're like, here's the thing. Oh my God. The problem is like we're too close to each other, so no one can return their flag if they take it from each other. No. Okay. Cool. No, you picked it up again. Stop it. I just want to win. Let me win.
It would be nice if they kind of told you what the objective was here.
Oh, no, trust me. I know what the objective is.
Do you?
Yeah,
I don't believe
I'm supposed to keep you from getting my flag while I get your flag.
Well, then why aren't you winning?
Because the problem is that you keep picking up my flag before it goes back to my base, and I keep picking up the flag before it keeps going back to your base. So I just need to find you and just beat you senselessly and keep you from picking. Okay, good. I need to go back to my base before you get me, and I'll score. So that sounds like a good plan. All right.
I'm just gonna follow you.
Okay, cool. Let's do it.
I'm just gonna follow you and try and.
Just don't hit me. Don't. Oh
my God.
Jukes for days.
So whose bright idea was it to play this game?
Mine.
I love it.
Yeah, we just went from Delta to a Delta versus. Oh, is the Valley flag? Am I gonna score? Oh, I got a point.
Oh, the whole thing was the whole point is to get 3 flags.
Oh God. Well.
Oh my God. This is.
Come on.
This is bordering on not even fun. It's so glitchy.
Just gonna.
That's a blatant lie. This is still a blast.
I love it. It's hilarious, but.
So I just need to book it now, and I'm slower now that I have the flag.
Yeah,
correct?
I know. I just have to like use these terrible controls to like get you. Why is it so glitchy? This is great. I'm just gonna trick off the trampoline, Tony Hawk.
And it looks like our timer might be up, unfortunately.
Oh man. Well, you know,
At least let me get one.
I was so okay. Fine. Tie. Friendship's more important.
Wait.
Oh,
And there it is.
Friendship's more important.
Well
Adam,
played.
this was so incredible, so much fun. I had a blast. Goat Simulator on all platforms. They have more DLC coming out than you can imagine.
I'm getting another
This is
flag.
Project Delta. We're here with Respawn TV Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. here on Channel 8. We'll see y'all next week.